What up, you guys? It's Fern.
And this is Marty, and you are now tuned in to the Social Club Misfits podcast. Come on, everybody, make some noise! Yeah. Okay. Shut up. Shut it down. All right, we're having way too much fun. This is the very first episode. Excited. Me and Fern been talking about doing a podcast, but we wanted to do it right. And so this first episode is like a first date. I feel like people are going to get to know us. They're going to get to know some of the frequently asked questions. If you don't know us, we're Social Club Misfits. We're from South Florida. We rap. We love Jesus. We have a new album coming out, Fern.
Love y'all. New album, Everyone Loves a Comeback Story, coming soon.
Yep. You already know what it is. So first question, I'm going to kick it off for you, Fernie. What is your process for writing and recording?
Well, that's super easy, super basic. I like to go in the backyard. I like to go on my patio. I pace back and forth. I type on my iPhone. I got the hardwired Apple headphones. I don't use the Bluetooth. And I just pace back and forth until I get inspired by that first line. I usually know what I'm trying to do with it. I know what direction I'm trying to go in. And I just sit for a sec. If I'm not pacing, I'll sit down for a sec, then I might pace a little bit. But once I get that line, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's the fun part. Once I get that first line, because I'm like, ooh, we about to take it there. But yeah, and as far as recording, I got the same computer. I got a MacBook Pro from 2010. I got the same little dope setup. It's like a little vintage, comfy little spot in this closet in my house. And I zone out in there. I get super comfy. I could be super vulnerable in here. And I've been laying the tracks down like this since 2010. One of the dopest things about having a home studio is the efficiency of being able to just record and send it right back out. And it definitely doesn't hurt to have the best engineer mixing down my vocals. So as long as I get a clean take here, it's getting mixed and mastered by Biz.
Shout out to Biz.
It's going to sound like $1 million.
That's awesome. I love that. All right, here's the second question. The second question is, what advice do you have for anyone who wants to get into the music industry? Any advice, tips? What do you got?
I would definitely say to learn the music industry. Learn the music industry, learn the business side of things. Surround yourself with a team that believes in you. Surround yourself with a team who's for you.
That's good.
Even in the early stages, whether it's just somebody who's helping you, get your production right, getting your tracks together for your shows, and then you start to get some management, lawyers, accountants, and even if you seek out a major record label deal, I would just definitely say to learn the business side of things. You're going to be signing a lot of papers, a lot of contracts, which in turn can lock you in for a few years, So at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're getting the best deal possible to your understanding. But that definitely takes a team around you who could definitely hold you accountable, who could definitely keep you in focus and, keep you grounded in reality. You know what I'm saying? If the Lord got you doing this, he's going to make a way. He's going to make a way, but you can't be delusional either. You know what I'm saying? You got to know that your talent is up to par and the things that you're making are bringing value and, adding to the conversation.
Yeah. All right, personal question. What's your favorite song on the new album? What do you think?
Oh, my goodness. My favorite, it's tough, man. I love them all. It's always hard to answer that. Which song is your favorite on the album? Fun fact real quick, I rewrote a lot of the verses like 3-4 times because they just weren't sitting how I wanted them to sit. I just was going the extra mile, you know what I mean? So it's just a special thing to be able to work on music for over 10 years. Me and you, bro, we've been doing this for over 10 years, together professionally. So which song do I like the most? I love them all.
And you also have a solo song, Human, produced by Zach Paradise and Dave James. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Well, Human, that's my solo track on the new album featuring my guy, Zach Paradise. I was just able to be vulnerable. I was able to explore and talk about, some issues that I had been dealing with, some depression. Right around the pandemic, I feel like a lot of people got kind of low-key depressed a bit.
Yeah.
I was definitely one of them, and I don't know how it even happened. To this day, I got hit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just thankful to be able to be on this side of it, have come out of it. It was a scary time. It was a dark time. And I just remember, going through all the different emotions that I had never felt before, So Human, allowed me to be just that, allowed me to share, You know, just those feelings that you might not want to share, that those things that you might think like, oh, but I'm supposed to be strong. I'm supposed to be better than that. And you know what? It happens to the best of us. So what I love about this song is it allowed me to be me. It allowed me to share all the little insecurities, all the little quirks that I was going through, that I didn't normally tell anyone, and I chose to let the music speak. So I feel like anybody that's been going through anxiety, anybody that's been going through depression, or just, low self confidence for whatever it is, whatever reason it is, you may have been the most confident person. You might have been, having everything was going your way. And then all of a sudden, just things started to fall apart. And that's what the song Human's about. Not giving up, fighting through it, persevering, and having accountability, having somebody, that you can lean on, having somebody that you could call on when things get low. And even though that, we may be ashamed, we still step out in faith and, and call out to somebody for help because we're not too proud anymore. We're putting all egos aside and, we're reaching out for help. We're looking for community and that's what Human's about. Human's about knowing that you can't do it by yourself.
That's right.
But also knowing that you can reach out for help.
It's one of my favorite songs on this album. We've been making music for 10 years. I just hit me. What's your, I don't know. Did you ever see this happening for us? I thought we were just making music for Jesus, having fun. What did you see for Social Club?
I'll tell you what, man. When we first started, I was young. I hadn't had my first daughter yet. But I always knew, even when I went to prison, before that, when I was wilding out, I always knew that music would play a part in my life. So it was something beautiful when I started to see Social Club taking off. But I wasn't surprised, I gotta be honest. We were putting in the work, we was putting in the work. We were recording so many songs and just continuing to write and working on the craft and always working. But I always knew that it would be successful. I just didn't know how it would happen, where we would go, who would be involved. But I tell you what, I seen it doing exactly what it's doing. I always knew that God had something special. Even when I was like Jonah, running away from my purpose, I always knew that when I locked in, however it was that I would lock in, that it would be something special. So when me and you locked in, we was gone, man. I remember all the songs we were writing. Shout out to Rapzilla. We gave them so many songs. They would hit us back sometimes like, yo, you guys sent too many songs. Don't send any more this week. I'm like, listen, check your email. We just sent you 6 more. But as exciting as it was to do shows from 50 people to 500 to 5,000 to 50,000, I was never surprised because the Lord was always tugging at my heart. I always knew it. I just knew I had to be faithful. So once I was faithful, I was able to start to see. He allowed me to see some of the fruits of my labor while I'm still here. You know what I mean? But it's just been an amazing ride. It's been an amazing journey. But this is just the beginning. I feel like we're just at the tip of the iceberg, right?
That's right.
I feel like me and you got a lot of work to do. And we've been blessed to be over 10 years in this industry.
Yeah.
And we just thank God. It's forever grateful, forever thankful.
Amen. Give it up for Fernie. Give it up for Fernie. Final question I got from IG. What's your ideal passion project? What would you want to drop?
Oh, that's easy. A solo project. Shout out to everybody that be in my DMs. Fern, when we get into solo. Fern, when you going to put more freestyles up? Listen, shout out to y'all. Y'all keep me motivated. Y'all keep me going. So look forward to that sometime in 2023. Definitely still working on some solo music. And it's crazy because it's a miracle, Marty. What we're able to accomplish at Social Club, and then what you give them as Marty and what I give them as Fern, on the solo tip is totally different. So it's just an amazing thing how we have, so many different points of view that we can deliver through different mediums, whether it's Social Club or whether it's solo stuff. But it's a beautiful feeling when we take the time to paint these pictures, and when we play them for y'all, when we sing and we perform them for y'all, you guys understand them, you gravitate towards them, and you're able to relate to them. It's definitely one of the greatest feelings of being a musician. So I look forward to making some more music this year for y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys constantly give us, and we're going to work hard, continue to work hard and diligent for you guys and in excellence. Marty, you know we don't know no other way, right? There ain't no other way. So absolutely, until the wheels fall off,
That's
we'll
right,
continue to
forever.
work hard.
Social Club Misfits.
Love y'all. New album.
New
Everyone
album.
loves the comeback story coming soon.
Sheesh.
I got a question for you. I got
go.
a crazy question for you.
All right.
What's your ideal passion project you've been wanting to make? You've been wanting to work on?
Yeah, first I'm gonna fix this microphone really quick. All right, ideal passion project. Probably this album for me. This is the Social Club album we've been wanting to make for a very long time. And we didn't have a lot of the pressure to make like that big CCM record, like the Enough or War Cry or Tuyo or Without You, which we just won or just got nominated. I guess I'm prophesying. We just got nominated today for a Dove, and we're excited for that. I mean, those songs opened up doors for us to go around the world and to perform places I don't think I ever thought I would ever be. And so, you know, I love those songs, but there's a lot of pressure to make those. And so the label really, Capital CMG didn't give us any restrictions. They said, green light, go for it. So we hired a consultant by the name of Amanda Butta P. She was a part of a band called Rhema Soul. And when I had first had my experience with God early on, I was like 19, her and her husband helped mentor me, and they taught me about the music industry, and they took me to shows, and they really invested in me. And so it was kind of a full circle moment to bring her back in. And, you know, she helped us narrow down, focus, and realize, like, what do we want to make? What kind of sound do we want to have? And what's the legacy that we want to leave? And I feel like for this album, we were able to hit all those areas that we've been trying to hit over the years. And I just think it has to do with the team and the people that you have around you. But this album for me is very special. I'm very excited about it. And it comes out September 30th. So make sure you get that.
I know this is a tough question. This one's always a crazy question. But anyway, I got to ask you, what's your favorite song on the album?
Favorite song? Sheesh, I got a couple. I would probably say, again, featuring John Keith, one of my favorite songs. It's like 3 songs in one. It was one of the first songs we finished. It's produced by Carvello. Really love that song. I Can't Fail, another great song at this point. These are not even favorites. It's like multiple favorites. It's hard to choose. It's like kids. I don't know which one is my favorite. Another song I really like is Unstoppable. I mean, that song took, between me, Zach Paradise, Samuel Ash, we have 17 versions of this song, and we just kept hammering it until we figured out how we wanted the song to sound. And so it took a lot of work, and shout out to Ryan Ellis, who's on the song. That's one of my favorite songs. I think that every single song has a story connected to it. And, you know, this idea, everyone loves a comeback story. It's a bigger picture. It's that story of, you know, it came from the scripture in the Bible where it talks about Lazarus. And this is after he's been resurrected. He's still walking around, you know, like nothing happened. And the Pharisees are like, we got to kill Jesus, but we also got to kill Lazarus, you know, because he's living proof that God, you know, his power exists. He's real, you know. How can you deny seeing this person who is dead, who is now alive? Like, this is a walking testimony. And I felt like that concept of it's not over until God says it's over really connected to us. You know, I think about it like, you know, when we first started, Fern, you had gotten out of prison, had an experience with God, you know, your whole life had changed. And, you know, we started making Christian music, and, you know, I had just gotten out of my situation where I was, you know, I had some trauma with my church and the pastor, you know, it's just a complete mess. And if anyone's ever been hurt by the church, you understand, like, it is hard to start over. For me, I was starting over, and for years I left the church because I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I felt like I was just defeated. But again, it's not over until God says it's over. And I feel like you're going to probably listen to one song and love it, and then a couple months later, you're going to love another song. And I think that the music's that good that whoever listens to it is going to connect to different songs throughout their life. This is like lifestyle music. So, yeah, I hope everyone enjoy. I feel like I did not answer that question, but let's keep it going. Let's go.
This is an album on the 10th year of Social Club being a band. We've been a band for 10 years.
Jeez.
When we started, because you always had the vision. You always had the insight. You know what I'm saying? What could you see? What could you foresee for our future, for the band's future?
Yeah. You know, I think when we first started, I just wanted to make really honest, authentic music. That was the goal. And I guess at the time, Christian music was very scriptural, doctrinal, which is great, you know, good for you. But I always laugh. I told Cray the story that when I first had like gotten saved, and the song was like, he had this song called "Don't Waste Your Life," and it was like, Paul said when Christ resurrected, and I was like, who's Paul? Like I just didn't know who he was because I just freshly saved. And I always wanted to make music that could connect to people on a lifestyle level. You know, I always feel like we make music from the perspective of two Christian men who love God, and he's the center of everything we do, so it just comes out naturally. So when people are like, you're not Christian enough, I'm like, dude, this is what a real Christian looks like. Like, life is good, and then life is not good, and life is unfair, and life is great. I mean, that's the human experience that we all share. So we always try to put that into the music. And I felt like, what if we made music from like this eye to eye level instead of this I'm trying to preach to you and tell you what to do perspective? Because I always felt like pastors, they always had it figured out. They always knew what to say. They always looked picture perfect, and I'm not that. And so like, what if we made music from guys just trying to figure it out? I mean, I don't know. And so that's kind of how we started. And I mean, I think that it disarmed the fan to be like, oh, well, I can connect to this guy. I relate to this guy. Marty, I get it. Fern, I get it. I mean, we get stories all the time from people contacting Fern like, dude, I was in prison when I heard you guys. Or, you know, me, like, Marty, I get it. I'm this kid. And so, you know, we just wanted to be two people who love God, who shared very open experiences. And, you know, we just, wherever it went. And so it kind of got out of our hand. I mean, really, when I think back, everything was just God putting, you know, step after step. And so it just connected. And I think that's what happens when you're faithful. That's what happens when you just say, God, I'm down for the ride. Go wherever you want to go. And so I think that's, yeah.
And the $1 million question, what the people always want to know is what's next for us.
What's next for us? Social Club Misfits. I don't even know why I blurted the band name out. I don't know why I said that. All right. Everyone Loves a Comeback Story coming out. Really excited about that album. Our new single, Who That Is. We have a second single called Rendezvous with Tori Deshawn. I love him. Man, this album is really, really good. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited for you guys to experience it. The new merch is pretty fire. The videos are pretty fire. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited about Christian music in general. I think that there's a big space in this industry for us. I think we all could fit in here. We all belong. And I think that the world needs to hear about the hope of Jesus Christ and to know that, you know, you're never too far. It's not over until God says it's over. And so that's the hope, is that people, when they listen to this album, they feel encouraged. They live to this music. They work out to this music. They run, they drive, they drop off their kids to this music. So I'm just excited about this new album and what the future has for us. I'm very hopeful, and I'm excited about this new tour and everything we got going on. So yeah, I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah, I love y'all. I hope you enjoyed it.
Love y'all. New album, Everyone Loves a Comeback Story, coming soon.
Yeah, it's the end of the podcast. Love y'all. See you on the next episode. Peace.